Hey, what's going on, everybody? ExpressoShucko here, and I'm changing up the venue of where I normally shoot because I've currently been catted. So, yeah, uh, she's not letting me go anywhere anytime soon. Anyways, that's not the point of today's video. The point of today's video is it's been a little while since I've talked about Pokemon Go, and the Tales of Transformation season is coming up, and it looks like there's some pretty big move updates coming around. A lot of Pokemon are getting buffed, a lot of different moves are getting buffed, and I thought it would be kind of cool to talk about that and see where we're going with things. And on top of that, too, let's also talk about what we're going to be seeing for the cups coming around during this season. It's going to be going live on September 2nd, so this is kind of more of an impromptu video on my end. Yeah, anyways, let's jump right into the information session right here. That was weird to phrase it, but anyways, let's jump into the main website explaining what's going on with the season here. So, starting September 2nd, we are going to have Great League alongside Retro Cup for the Great League edition. From September 9th to 16th, we're going to jump into Ultra League with Summer Cup for Great League Mons. September 16th will be Master League Mega Edition alongside Willpower Cup with the Great League Edition. From the 23rd of September to the 30th, we will have Great League, Ultra League, and Master League. From September 30th to October 7th, we will have Great League as well as Fantasy Cup. October 7th to 14th, we'll have Ultra League and Jungle Cup. And then October 14th to 21st, we'll have Master, Premier, as well as Great League Remix. And also, we'll have 4 times Stardust from Win Rewards, so that's going to be excellent. And then at the end of October, we'll have all three leagues. And then starting from October 28th to November 4th, we will have Halloween Cup and Great League. November 4th to 11th, we'll have Ultra League and Jungle Cup again. From the 11th to the 18th of November, we'll have Great League, Ultra League, and Master League. And then from November 18th to 25th, we will have the 2025 Championship Series Cup alongside Master League Mega Edition. And then finally, from November 25th to December 2nd, at the end of the season, we're going to have Catch Cup Great League Edition, Ultra League, and Master League. So for Retro Cup, Dark, Steel, and Fairy-type Pokemon are not going to be eligible. So basically, it's the exact same type chart for before Generation 2 and 6. So that's going to be Retro Cup right there. And then for Summer Cup, we're only going to have normal, fire, water, grass, electric, and bug-type Pokemon be eligible. And then Willpower Cup will permit fighting, psychic, and dark-type Pokemon, but the following Pokemon are not going to be allowed, which will be Gardevoir, Zora, and Zoroark. And honestly, Gardevoir makes sense. It's 4 times resistant to fighting, it's neutral to dark, and Charm will just cut through everything, which, yeah, that feels kind of a little unfair, especially since Charm is actually going to be getting an energy boost as well. So, yeah. Now, I'm not 100% sure about Zorua and Zoroark and why they're going to be banned, but if you guys know, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. As far as Fantasy Cup goes, we're going to have only Dragon, Steel, and Fairy-type Pokemon be allowed. And honestly, the last time Fantasy Cup was around, I really enjoyed running Cardbank in it. So, yeah, I think that'll be a good time. And then for Jungle Cup, only normal, grass, electric, poison, ground, flying, bug, and dark types are going to be allowed, with the exceptions of these 2 Pokemon here, Gligar and Galarian Stunfisk, both of which are pretty powerful Pokemon. So, yeah, kind of makes sense why they're going to be banned from Jungle Cup. And then for Great League Remix, the 20 Pokemon that are most used by trainers ranked Ace and above in the Great League are not going to be eligible in the Great League Remix. Now, right now, obviously, because the season hasn't gone into effect, that list does not exist. But hey, I'm kind of curious to see how that will play out. And then for Halloween Cup, we're going to be allowed to use Poison, Bug, Ghost, Dark, and Fairy-type Pokemon. And then Pokemon 2025 Championship Series Cup. Only Ice, Flying, Psychic, Ghost, and Dragon-type Pokemon are eligible, with the following Pokemon being banned: Alolan Sandshrew, Alolan Sandslash, Alolan Ninetales, Lapras, Galarian Corsola, Kingdra, both Jellicents, obviously, Honedge, and the entire evolutionary line for it, and Corviknight. So, yeah, I feel like that's fairly straightforward as far as that one goes. And then we'll have Catch Cup, which basically means any Pokemon that are caught during the Tales of Transformation season will be eligible to compete. And that's from September 2nd to December 2nd. And also keep in note, too, that September 2nd at 1 p.m. So if you catch them a little bit before 1 p.m., they're not going to be eligible, unfortunately. And now to get into the main meat and potatoes here for this, updates to the combat system, the move updates, and what Pokemon are going to be getting them. So let's see right here. We've got Aura Sphere going down in power, but the energy is going to be decreased, so that's relatively nice. We might be able to see Aura Sphere be a little bit more spammable. Body Slam is going to go up in power from 50 to 55. Same with Weather Ball. Charm is going to drop from 15 power to 13, but the energy generation is going to increase. And honestly, whereas Gardevoir does have triple axle as well, that might be fun to see going forward. As far as Confusion goes, we're going to see energy generation increased, and there's no note about the power getting lowered, which is relatively nice. And then Breaking Swipe energy cost is going to go up, but it's going to be a guaranteed chance to decrease the opposing Pokemon's attack. Dragon Breath, and this is going to be a big one, it's going to go down from 4 power to 3, but the energy generation is going to be increased. And yeah, there's a lot of Dragon Breath Pokemon out there, which means a lot of Pokemon are going to be able to start building up their energy a lot faster. So honestly, I would love to see that. I would love to see how that works out, because I do like running my Dragonite and my Altaria. So yeah, and Dragon Breath Charizard, I think that could be extremely spicy. Now, Dragon Claw, which is a common bait move for a lot of Pokemon that have access to this, the energy is going to be increased, so that might complicate things a little bit, but the power is going to go up from 50 to 80, so that feels like a huge jump. Like, that's almost... Like, I want to say that's almost double its power. Like, if Dragon Claw was 40 power, that would be a straight just double up, so yeah. But interestingly enough, Dragon Pulse is going to have its energy decreased. Like, a lot of Dragon-type moves are getting buffed and adjusted. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to work. Dragon Tail, another fun move that I like to run because of Steelix. It's going to have its power reduced, but the energy generation is going to increase. So, we might see a little bit more play with Dragalge and Steelix. And honestly, because Steelix does have Psychic Fangs, like, we might see Psychic Fangs come out more frequently. I mean, it's already a bit of a bait move to begin with, but, we might see that come out a little bit more. Aerial Ace is going to go up in power, and its energy cost is going to go up as well. So, unfortunately, Aerial Ace is getting nerfed. Drill Peck is going to go up in power, which, honestly, not too bad. Pluck, the energy... not Pluck, sorry. Peck. Apparently, I can't read. And I don't have the excuse of being early in the morning to say that, too. Peck, the energy generation is going to be increased, so, that might be fun to experiment with. Sky Attack is going down in power, but the energy cost is going to be decreased as well, so you know what? That's okay. A couple Sky Attack mons are probably going to benefit from having the energy cost decreased. Ember, and I feel like this is a bit of a big one because there's not really that great of a fire charge or fast moves. Like Ember, it's going to go down from 7 power to 4, but the energy generation is going to be increased. So depending on how much they increase that, like we might see some more fire type fast moves, or rather some fire type Pokemon with Ember as their fast move go up. So that might be all right, especially too, like if you think about Little Cup with Cantoni and Vulpix, like you could have Ember and that Body Slam in Little Cup, like that might be fun. Not that Little Cup was listed, but I mean, hey, going forward in the future, that could be fun. Flame Wheel is going up in power from 60 to 80 with the energy cost being decreased. So, that might be interesting for a Alolan Marowak. Like, that might justify not necessarily having to run Fire Spin as your fast move, and you could maybe run Hex, and then maybe have that Flame Wheel for some Fire-type stab with a big charge move. I don't know, but it might be all right. As we mentioned with normal type Weather Ball, Fire type and the other types are going up in power 2 to 60, which is relatively nice. Gyro Ball, the energy cost is going to be decreased. Steel Wing, unfortunately, the energy generation is going to be decreased, so that is a bit of a nerf. As far as leafage goes, it's going to get that increased energy that Steel Wing just lost. Seed Bomb's going to go down in power, but the energy is going to be decreased. Rock Slide's just going straight up. Smackdown is going up as well. And Scorching Sands, they just have the note saying chance to lower the opposing Pokemon's attack is decreased. So, yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. Volt Switch is going up to 14 power from 12. Water Pulse, decreased energy. And yeah, then there's just the 2 Weather Balls right there for water and ice going up as well. And now attack availability updates. Salamence is going to be getting Brutal Swing. Incineroar is going to be getting Brutal Swing. And basically the way how this works is it's going to be listed by move. A couple of these Pokemon are going to be repeating, like Incineroar is also going to get Drain Punch. So yeah, that'll be fun. So as far as Brutal Swing goes, we got Salamence, Incineroar, Turtonator, Shelgon, or not Shelgon, sorry. I missed that. It's actually going to be Crunch right here for Shelgon and Salamence. So Salamence is getting 2 different dark type moves, and Shelgon is going to get Crunch, which honestly, not too shabby. And then we're going to see Breaking Swipe on Garchomp and Dragon Claw on Turtonator. Torkoal is now going to get Flame Wheel, so depending on that energy cost decrease, like we might see a nice option on Torkoal and make it usable, whereas Torkoal has been available through a couple of different Go Fests now. So yeah, I could see maybe Torkoal having some use, and I might already have one ready to go. So yeah, that could be fun. Altaria is getting Flamethrower, so you know what? That'll be a good way for Altaria to not get walled by Steel types, whereas it typically likes to run Dragon Breath and Sky Attack combined with either Dragon Pulse or Moonblast. So, you know, being able to slide Flamethrower in there could be great for dealing with some Steel type Pokemon. As far as Empoleon and Como-O go, they're going to get Metal Sound as a fast move. So, you know, having a little bit of Steel type coverage, that might not be terrible, especially in Empoleon's case. I mean, Como-O is not going to love dealing with Fairy Charge moves or fast moves. Yeah, well, it's not going to love both. But anyways, Como-O being able to hit Fairy type Pokemon that aren't running very fast moves might be okay. But I feel like Empoleon's going to benefit from that better, just since it'll have the Steel. But again, if I'm wrong, be sure to let me know in the comments below. We're going to get a Drill Peck on Fearow, which, you know, nice to see some of the older Mons from the early days getting some new buffs. Dodrio is going to get Peck as well. Same with Xatu and Togekiss. And then Charizard's getting Air Cutter, which honestly, because of that Dragon Breath, that might be a bit of a nuisance. And yeah, I would definitely like to see how that works out. Now, moving on to Psyshock, we have quite a few Pokemon getting this. We have Alolan Raichu, Xatu, Galarian Slowking, Victini, Delphox, Aromatisse. Like, a lot of these Pokemon are going to have, like, that Psychic Charge move, which, honestly, that might be all right to see in action to play around with. Like, especially for Aromatisse, whereas it does have Charm naturally. So depending on how fast you can get that Psyshock, that might be all right for doing some decent damage. Druddigon, Tyrant, and Tyrantrum are all getting Rock Tomb, as well as Hakamo, which honestly, having that attack debuff option is going to be relatively nice. Now, is Tyrant and Tyrantrum common in the format? No. Do I want to experiment with my Tyrantrum that is Great League CP? Absolutely. You better bet your sweet bippy on that one. And then Crustle is getting Rock Wrecker, which is going to be huge. Like, there's a massive rock-type nuke right there. Flygon is getting Sand Tomb as well as Crocodile. So, you know what? We're going to see some ground-type debuffs right there with Sand Tomb. Nidoqueen and Torterra are getting Mud Slap as a fast move, and I really like the idea of Torterra having that ground type fast move as an option. As far as Nidoqueen goes with that, I think that will definitely be interesting and definitely be good for helping out against mirror matches, seeing as they do like to run Poison Jab, so Mud Slap might be okay for chunking away opposing Nidoqueens and even Nidoking, so that could be fun. Pachirisu is going to get Hyper Fang as a charge move, which, you know what? Sure, Sure, I can definitely see XL Pachi with Hyper Fang doing some decent damage. Kingdra is going to get Swift, which is going to be relatively nice. Have a nice little normal type bait move. We have Dodrio getting Trailblaze to raise its attack, so that's going to be great. We have Upper Hand coming to Coma O. Raikou is going to get Aura Sphere, which, that's going to be fun, especially since Celebi and Latios and Latios are also getting it, and Jirachi. Like, we're getting quite a few Pokemon with Aura Sphere, and, because Aura Sphere is going to have its energy decreased, like, yeah, I could definitely see this working out. I liked running Jirachi when it first came out, so, like, having an option for some more coverage on that thing is certainly not the end of the world, seeing as Doom Desire is relatively nice to begin with. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited for trying that out. And now moving on to Drain Punch, pretty much everyone and their mother is getting this. We've got Slowbro, we got Galarian Slowbro, we got Gengar, Quagsire, and honestly, Quagsire might be a little bit scary with that since it does give a defense boost, and same with Sableye for that matter. Yeah, we got Toxicroak, we got Meanfu, we got Mean Shao, there's Incineroar, Passimian. Like, that's a lot of Drain Punch. Like, just to give it a quick count, like, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different Pokemon getting access to Drain Punch. So, yeah, I'd be curious to see how that works out. Actually, I think I've miscounted Passimian in there, so that looks like 10. We got Sludge, which is coming to Venusaur, which honestly might be able to catch some people off guard. So, yeah, that's an interesting option right there. And I'm kind of curious to see how much of a big difference that would be between Sludge and Sludge Bomb, because I don't typically use Sludge that very often on Pokemon when I play. So, yeah. And then Dragonite is going to get really disgusting. I mean, Dragonite's already been kind of disgusting to begin with access to moves like Hurricane and Dragon Claw, but now we're also going to see Thunder Punch on it with a newly buffed Dragon Breath giving even more energy. So, yeah, I'm kind of scared to see how Dragonite's gonna be with Thunder Punch, but I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely gonna be trying it out. So yeah, I definitely think this is going to be an interesting shakeup. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think about the Tales of Transformation moveset changes coming, and be sure to let me know down in the comments below. If I got anything wrong, certainly let me know as well. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Catch you later.